Hey everybody, Ron here with DigitalCrafts. I'm here with Turner and Cassie. They are two students in our Flex program. And I'd say you guys are pretty early on. You're at your first project week. So how's class so far, guys?
It's been going well. Definitely learned a lot, doing a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, about what she said. I mean, it's been pretty good. Learned a lot of stuff. Obviously, I didn't know before. I had a little bit of introduction to programming before I got into this, but yeah, it's been a fast-paced learning experience.
Great, great. Obviously, like I said with the intro, you guys are at project week, which means front end project week, which means the students have learned HTML, JavaScript, CSS, Git, command line, maybe a little bit of Node. How about you guys want to explain the project that your team's working on?
Yeah. So our project is called Clear Dark Sky. It's a website where people can go on and use their location data to determine whether or not they would have good viewing conditions for stargazing that night based on their location cross-referenced with what their weather would be.
Cool. Turner, what's been like, one of the most challenging parts of this project so far?
I would have to say, for me specifically, in working with a group to try to code a project and bring every piece together. So when we think about I guess each person's code is a puzzle piece, and being able to bring it all into one group, the most effective and efficient way, um, has has been the biggest challenge, I think. Um, but yeah,
Yeah, I mean, great. I mean, you guys have been doing great as a team for sure, Turner. Just from watching the other teams work together and watching you guys, your team's been really working great, getting all the different puzzle pieces together. Cool. So let's knock out the next question. So, next question for you, Ben, is so guys, how are remote classes going?
I think they're going really well. There are a lot of options these days to connect and interact with people online, so I don't feel like there's been any sort of like lack of instruction or quality moving to the remote sessions, and I think it's been going really well.
yeah. So that was, I think, to piggyback on that, I think that was actually my biggest concern. Probably a lot of people's biggest concerns is I guess quality and availability of help being online, because it's a lot easier when you're in person and somebody can just walk up to your desk and explain something to you. Um, but yeah, it's been going pretty good so far. I mean, most of it's just been project week, so we haven't had a lot of lecture, but otherwise, yeah, it's been great.
And this kind of piggybacks this kind of piggybacks on the last question. What would you guys say is the most exciting about remote learning? I definitely have my own thoughts, but
I think it's a really great opportunity to practice working with people remotely because it sounds like that happens a lot these days out in the field. And I think, I mean, especially with everything going on now, I think that will grow more in the future. So this is a good opportunity to learn how to work with people who are all in different locations and learn how to manage that.
I agree with that. I think I probably speak for a lot of people when I say that group work is always. Um, I always get a little bit nervous going up into group anything. So I was surprised at how well we did, just sort of being thrown to the wolves remote wise, because we didn't have any time in class for group collaboration. It's been all online. Um, so I think that plus having to work with GitHub to manage that properly has also forced us to use GitHub and figure out how it really works. And I think that's honestly, in the end, I would say it was probably better that way than being in class. Um, yeah,
yeah, you guys are both 100% on. Cassie, you're exactly right with the whole working with distributed teams. It's very common. My very first job out of Digital Crafts, some of the team was overseas. One of the devs was in the office like 1 or 2 days a week, but then he'd be in North Carolina the rest of the time. So we were always a distributed team. It's just very normal for people to work from home 1 or 2 days a week. So it is actually a great experience in remote learning. So I feel like it's been pretty seamless since all the classes have already been put on Zoom. So even if you weren't able to attend a class, you've been able to log in and go to class. So it did make the transition for all the digital craft students, I thought, pretty seamless. Well, cool, guys. Do you have anything else you want to add? Anything you want to throw in? Anything you want to plug? Shout out your Instagram, whatever.
I'm really excited about our project.
Yeah,
I am
I'm
too.
excited to show it
Your
off.
project's great. I mean, what is it? I always try to talk positive. You guys have done an exceptional job as a team on your project. That's the way you say it.
Thanks, Ron.
Yeah, I mean, I think Turner was saying this, but I thought this was going to be a lot more complicated. And I thought it was going to be really hard to kind of get everybody to work together, but it's gone really smoothly.
And you kind of know that they are puzzle pieces. Like as you get one little piece to work and like one little piece to work, then it sort of moves and moves along. It's really nice to feel it. So
yeah, it was really inspiring, I think.
great.
Because getting into a group and having to come up with ideas with everyone was I got oddly fired up about it. I was not expecting that, but
yeah, it's funny. Like when you start your first project, you're like, I don't think I have any idea what I'm doing. And then you start messing around with APIs and messing around with the JavaScript and coding some HTML and pushing up to GitHub and merging branches. And then you're like, wait a minute, I just did a bunch of like development. So
right.
Well, cool. I guess I'll just go ahead and hit stop unless you have anything else you want to say. That was great, guys. Thank you so much again for doing this. Really appreciate it.
Yeah.
We'll see you on the classroom hours soon.
All right, sounds good.
There you go. Thanks again.
Bye.